Move well, study well, play well, eat well, rest well. That is the Turtle Master way. This short quote from Master Roshi is one of the many small puzzle pieces dropped by Toriyama in this stretch of the story that will ultimately go on to become some of the core values for the character of Goku as his story progresses. So much so, in fact, that I would argue that not only is the 21st World Tournament Saga one of the best in Dragon Ball, it is the most important saga in Dragon Ball. Don't believe me? Let me show you why this is the case in this video. Hello everyone, I'm JT Videos, and welcome to the second episode of Dragon Ball Analysis. Today we'll be examining the most important saga in Dragon Ball, the 21st World Tournament Saga, which covers chapters 24 to 54 in the manga and episodes 14 to 28 of the anime. And before we start, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Doing so will not only help the channel grow, but it will also help more Dragon Ball fans find this series. Now, without any more delay, let's jump into this masterpiece of a saga. As we established at the end of the Emperor Pilaf saga, the story of Dragon Ball was about to make a massive narrative shift, with the Dragon Balls becoming dormant following Oolong's wish. Not only was the story going to shift from an adventure narrative to that of a martial arts epic, but we were also saying goodbye to many important characters who shaped the opening chapters of Dragon Ball. Without Bulma, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar, the story is left to rest on the shoulders of our main protagonist Goku and the old Master Roshi. This shift in story allows Toriyama to introduce us to two new characters, the enigmatic Launch, who changes personalities whenever she sneezes, but more importantly, a new pupil to train alongside Goku, who goes by the name of Krillin. Now, to be transparent with you all, Krillin is one of my favorite characters in all of Dragon Ball, and I feel this sentiment will probably raise a few eyebrows. That is because casual fans of Dragon Ball likely view Krillin as a weak partner of Goku who is easily defeated and outclassed by many of the enemies and allies alike in the series. And for those who view Krillin in this light, I don't fault you, but I want to encourage you to look at him a bit deeper. As the story progresses and we venture into the series of Dragon Ball Z and Super, you will start to notice that many of the characters we meet in early Dragon Ball will become obsolete in terms of strength and usefulness in the story. Krillin is a prime example of this, and the other is Yamcha, who is viewed as nothing more than a meme by many online. While I don't fault anyone who believes that the stronger the character, the better, the brilliance of Dragon Ball is that power is not the be-all, end-all of the story. Many of the best characters in this series are not the most powerful in terms of their martial arts capabilities or skill, but because of their own unique quirks that make them special. Krillin, for example, is shown to have an ability that Goku lacks: intelligence and the ability to come up with a strategy on his feet. Krillin is sharply contrasted with Goku from the moment we first meet him, bringing Master Roshi a dirty magazine in order to become his pupil. We are shown that Krillin is observant and recognizes things about people that he can use to get what he wants. You also see that Krillin has a sense of bravado, talking confidently about his abilities, and that bravado is easily lost when someone demonstrates skills superior to his. This is what makes Goku and Krillin work so well together as characters. Goku is superior to Krillin in almost every physical category, being able to run faster, push large boulders further, and have a more durable body than him. However, early on, we see that Krillin is able to overcome these shortcomings through the use of his intellect. Specifically, when Master Roshi has the duo go on a mission to search for a specific rock, Krillin decides to make a replica of the rock, and after this ploy fails, Krillin manages to outwit Goku and takes the real rock from him and prevails in the challenge. Having a character who is quite literally the antithesis to Goku allows the story to feel fresh, as we're not dealing with two powerhouses attempting to outmuscle the other, but instead we are dealing with a naive little boy who can barely tell the difference between a boy and a girl, and a young boy who succeeds thanks to his mental capabilities rather than purely based on his physical gifts. But just as we are fully introduced to the dynamic between Goku and Krillin, we are thrown into a training montage as Master Roshi finally shows the boys what it means to be his pupils. On June 22nd, 1984, the world had the first opportunity to watch a film called The Karate Kid. The film followed Daniel LaRusso, who was trained by Mr. Miyagi to participate in the All-Valley Karate Tournament, and ultimately managed to defeat his bully, Johnny Lawrence. The film would go on to become a classic, with many remembering it for the unorthodox teachings of Mr. Miyagi. I mean, come on, you all know the whole wax on, wax off bit. The reason I bring up the Karate Kid movie in this section of the video is because there are many parallels between Master Roshi's training and Mr. Miyagi's training, and also how these masters' pupils reacted to the training they were given. Like Daniel LaRusso, both Goku and Krillin beg Master Roshi to teach them fun and exciting moves that they can use in battle. But instead, Roshi gives them a rigorous daily routine to build muscles, improve reflexes, and gain skill. This daily routine consists of a 4 a.m. milk delivery, which includes climbing hundreds of stairs, swimming in shark-infested waters, dodging bees while being tied to a tree, plowing a farmer's yard with only your bare hands, and academic studies as well. This is also when we are given the ultimate goal of the saga, as Master Roshi reveals that Goku and Krillin will be participating in the tournament known as the Strongest Under the Heavens tournament in 8 months. A tournament where the strongest fighters from around the world meet, and the winner is crowned as the strongest fighter in the world. This not only sets an overarching goal for both Krillin and Goku, but also gives the saga a clear direction, and also acts as a catalyst for Master Roshi to share his philosophy with his two pupils, that will impact the future of the story far more than you might expect from this early on in the overall narrative. This video opened up with a quote from Master Roshi. This is a brief yet effective overview of what the Turtle Master believes is important to achieve one's goals. Move well, study well, play well, eat well, rest well. That is the Turtle Master way. I think these simple ideals lay the groundwork for the rest of the story, specifically in the mind of Goku. As many longtime fans of the series know, Goku values his friends, his fights, his rest, and probably most of all, his food. And while these things are cemented in the mind of Dragon Ball fans as core pillars of Goku's character, I don't think I can emphasize enough that this is the panel where it all started. Goku placed trust in his master, and throughout the rest of his life, Goku would stick to these ideals. I find it beautiful that knowing how the story progresses moving forward, that Goku's character was truly cemented right here, laying down on a hammock alongside his best friend and master after a long day of training. As we continue on throughout the series, I will make sure to call back to this scene, so while the true importance of this scene might not be realized yet in the series, I assure you down the line you will see just how important its impact will be felt on the series as a whole. And before moving on, I can't forget to bring up the other incredibly important pearl of wisdom dropped by Master Roshi. As he talks to his pupils, Master Roshi frames what it means to have power, and what someone with power should use it for. Roshi says, "One does not study martial arts in order to win a fight. One masters those arts for health in mind and body, for the ability to live one's life courageously, uniquely, and energetically as one wishes. But if there are any who seek to terrorize you or any other decent people with undeserved power, you must defeat such enemies with one mighty blast." This phrase will not mean much now, but keep this quote in the back of your head as we see Goku face stronger opponents in later sections of the story. Finally, Roshi places emphasis on Goku and Krillin seeking to test their abilities and see how far they have grown at the World Tournament, and should not necessarily have their sights set on winning the overall tournament. This is a small but important ideal that is a consistent theme in the series. The idea that there is always someone stronger out there, and because of this, no one can truly stop growing or training. This is a beautiful message that, once again, we will see pop up throughout the series. And oh, would you look at that, 8 months have passed and the World Tournament is already here. The start of the tournament does not hold back on the excitement as Toriyama fills the pages with colorful and unique characters. He even brings back old favorites in Bulma and Oolong, who are at the tournament to cheer on Yamcha, who has also entered the tournament. This is also where we see another callback to the Karate Kid, as Goku and Krillin's growth in body, strength, speed, and stamina is shown throughout their decisive victories in the qualifying matches of the tournament. And before we know it, the top 8 fighters have been chosen, and the real fun is about to begin. Competing for the title of Strongest Under the Heavens, we have the grotesque Bacterian, the mesmerizing Ranfan, the mighty beast Jiren, the silent warrior Nam, desert bandit Yamcha, the mysterious Jackie Chun, and the two pupils of the legendary turtle hermit, Krillin and Goku. Before we start, I want to quickly mention the rules of this tournament. Essentially, combatants achieve victory if they manage to knock out their opponent, if their opponent is unable to get up after a 10 countdown, if their opponent steps out of the arena boundaries, or if the opponent forfeits. Just wanted to quickly set the table for the competition itself before we jump into the matches. And speaking of the matches, some of these matches are more important than others, but I want to quickly go through each of the matches and discuss what happens in them and what it tells us about the characters involved. Starting with match number 1. Krillin versus Bacterian. So throughout the vast majority of this tournament so far, Krillin has been shown to lack self-confidence. Despite his superior strength and skills, Krillin is nervous, scared of the prospect of losing, and worried that he does not belong around the other fighters. Krillin's imposter syndrome is always met with an encouraging word from Goku, however, and manages to keep Krillin's spirit high. When Krillin doesn't believe in himself, Goku will be there to back him up. This very much plays out in the opening match of Krillin vs. Bacterian. Bacterian is a combatant known for his unsanitary lifestyle, smelling so bad that most of his opponents have no choice but to forfeit. Krillin is initially taken aback by Bacterian's attacks, seemingly being overwhelmed by the stench of his opponent. But this is when Toriyama takes a stressful situation and makes it comedic. So, as it turns out, Krillin does not have a nose. I know we can all see that he does not have a physical nose, but yeah, he has no ability to smell, I guess. And because of this, Goku points out that Krillin shouldn't be able to smell Bacterian's odor. And, well, Goku's right. Krillin is then easily able to defeat Bacterian after this realization and advances to the semifinals. Match 2, Yamcha vs. Jackie Chun. As I mentioned earlier, Yamcha has become a meme in the online Dragon Ball community, seen as nothing more than a punchline who cannot hold his own in a fight. But, and I want to emphasize this, in the present story, Yamcha is one of the 8 strongest characters. In fact, Goku even points out how strong Yamcha is, and how tough an opponent he will be for anyone who faces him. Yamcha comes in with his signature Wolf Fang Fist, being able to keep up with the likes of Goku, with a support system of Bulma, Par, and Oolong. Yamcha looks like he is going to be a formidable opponent. I say all of this to highlight how much of a shock it is that Jackie Chun manages to defeat Yamcha without even laying a single hand on him. Yamcha falls out of bounds, disqualifying him from the tournament as Jackie Chun advances to the semifinals. Match 3, Nam vs. Ranfan. Unlike all the other combatants we've met so far in the top 8, Nam stands out as the only character with some semblance of a purpose for participating in the tournament. You see, Nam's village was suffering from a major drought that deprived them of water. In order to help his village, Nam decided to enter the World Tournament with the goal of using the prize money to bring water back to his village. And on top of that, the villagers gave Nam all of their remaining money to travel to the tournament. So literally, the future of the village rests on Nam's shoulders. But oh, forgot to mention how we find out about this. We learn all of this from Jackie Chun, who is able to read Nam's mind. Yeah, I doubt we will ever see this power again, but anyway, the fight itself is fairly straightforward. Ranfan is a seductress who attempts to use her beauty to distract Nam and gain victory. In spite of her attempts at seduction, Nam is steadfast in his resolve to save his village and defeats Ranfan with a blow to the neck. Nam is the winner and advances to the semifinals. Match 4, Goku vs. Jiren. Honestly, the final match featuring Goku is the least compelling of the 4 matches we see. Well, with the exception of one major thing. During the battle, Goku regrows his tail. Thankfully, the tournament is taking place during the day and there is 0 chance it goes until evening. And there's also 0 chance that there's a full moon tonight. Right? Well, that concern is neither here nor there. Following a demonstration of power by Goku, Jiren surrenders and forfeits the match. Goku is the winner and advances to the semifinals. And now with the 4 matches done, we have reached the semifinals with 4 warriors hoping to be crowned the strongest under the heavens, with Krillin facing off against Jackie Chun and Goku facing off against Nam. Before jumping into the matches, I want to point out that before the semi-final matches begin, we are finally given Goku's official age. Goku reveals that he is 12 years old while Krillin is 13. I find this moment funny and endearing because Goku credits Master Roshi with teaching him how to count and thus gaining the ability to learn his age. It is also when the tournament audience realizes that the fighters who stand before them are no ordinary combatants, as they were trained by the legendary Turtle Hermit, the man believed to be the strongest man in the world. With the crowd now knowing the true power both Goku and Krillin possess, it's time for the semi-final matches to begin. Match 1, Krillin versus Jackie Chun. With Jackie Chun being able to defeat Yamcha in the manner he did, one might assume that Krillin would be in for a similar fate to that of Yamcha. But, as will be a trend, Krillin manages to not only surprise himself and Goku with his abilities, but he also manages to surprise the in-story audience and we, the audience, as well. Like I mentioned at the very start, Krillin's best strength is his intellect, and this gives him the upper hand at the very start of the match, throwing down a pair of panties to distract Jackie Chun, which allows Krillin to knock him out of the arena. But this is when Jackie Chun pulls out a familiar move that we have not seen in a while, the Kamehameha, which propels him back into the ring. Outside of shocking the audience, we are put on notice that Jackie Chun is a real threat to win the entire tournament. And while Krillin does manage to keep up with Jackie Chun for a bit, he ultimately falls following an after-image technique by Jackie Chun. Krillin fought well, but not well enough to advance to the finals. Krillin is eliminated, and Jackie Chun advances to the finals. Match 2, Goku versus Nam. Outside of the drama of both combatants needing to win this match for their own respective character growth, this fight shows off something I like to call Goku Brain. As I mentioned before, when it comes to his understanding of the world, Goku is not the sharpest knife in the crayon box. But when it comes to battle strategy, Goku is one of the smartest characters there is. This is shown from the jump as Goku easily replicates Jackie Chun's after-image technique, showing that Goku's ability to observe and replicate others' techniques is impressive to say the least. And trust me, this will not be the only time we see Goku do this throughout the story. While Nam does manage to hold his own against Goku, as we all likely predicted, Goku is just too much for Nam to handle, and Goku gains victory. He wins and advances to the finals against Jackie Chun. And it is in defeat that we are given one of my favorite moments of the arc. Jackie Chun commends Nam for his fighting capabilities and gives him a capsule capable of holding water and shows Nam that there is a well filled with water at the arena. I think this scene works so well because it removes the whole pervy, creepy old man persona from Master Roshi and shows that deep down, he has a good heart and cares about others who are truly good. This is also when it is revealed that Master Roshi is Jackie Chun, and he tells Nam the reason he entered the tournament. To show his pupils, two fighters he firmly believes can become the best fighters he's ever trained to keep pushing themselves, as there will always be a stronger opponent out there. Once again, Goku for the remainder of Dragon Ball will carry this mindset with him, always choosing to enter fights not simply for the sake of battling, but because he is obsessed with fighting the strongest there is in order to improve as a fighter for the next person who comes along. This is also the first glimpse we see into the idea of the passing of the mantle of martial arts master to the next generation. But more on that in later videos because for now, we have a climactic showdown between master and pupil, as Goku is set to face Jackie Chun in the World Tournament Final, with the winner being named the strongest under the heavens. As I prepared to read this final part of the volume, I tried my best to recall how the final clash between Goku and Jackie Chun played out in the anime. From what I recalled, it was a fairly close match with the outcome looking like it could go in favor of either combatant. However, in the manga at least, this could not be further from the truth. From the jump, it is very clear that Goku has the upper hand on Jackie Chun, being able to counter every attack thrown his way, forcing Jackie Chun to pull out all of his special moves. Once again, we see Goku demonstrate the ability to seamlessly copy his opponent's moves at will, countering Jackie Chun's after-image technique with his own, countering the drunk fighter technique with a fake monster technique, and heck, We even have our first ever Kamehameha beam struggle of the series, with Goku managing to counter Jackie Chun's beam with his own. In fact, the most compelling thing about this fight is that Roshi begins to accept the fact that he might lose the match, forcing him to unleash a powerful technique known as the Thunder Shock Surprise, a move that he has not had to use in a long time. In fact, the last time he had to use a move was during a battle with Goku's grandpa Gohan. Using the technique to stun Goku, Jackie Chun manages to gain... Oh wait, remember how Goku's tail grew back? Well, it turns out the tournament managed to go until the evening, and the full moon happens to be out. So yeah, Giant Monkey Goku's back, and he is angry. So unlike the last time Goku transformed into a giant monkey, Yamcha and Poor do not cut off his tail. Oh no. This time, Master Roshi uses a Kamehameha to destroy the frigging moon. So outside of this being the most impressive feat of strength we have seen so far in the series, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that, Master Roshi just committed murder. In the first saga, Goku used Niobe to drop off Master Carrot and his henchmen on the moon for harassing the residents of Fungus Village. And, well, rest in peace, I guess. Anyway, the destroyed moon forces Goku to revert back into his human form, leaving both Jackie Chun and Goku exhausted and on the brink of collapsing. So both fighters prepare for one final attack, launching at one another feet first, the impact of the collision leaving both fighters down for the count, and forcing the announcer to give the win to whichever fighter could manage to stand up and declare their victory first. We watch as Goku appears to gain enough strength to rise to his feet, and as he prepares to claim victory, he collapses from exhaustion, giving Jackie Chun enough time to stand and proclaim victory. The winner of the 21st World Tournament, and the man given the title of Strongest Under the Heavens, is Jackie Chun. I find it poetic that Goku's loss in the final match came down to his height, taking a greater brunt of the force due to Jackie Chun's leg being longer and Goku's being too short to reach Jackie Chun's face. This is a perfect representation of the very thing that Master Roshi sought to teach both Goku and Krillin. They should use the tournament to measure where they are, but that they would need to continue growing, as there will always be a new threat upon the horizon. In this instance, Goku's physical limitations are an outward manifestation of his needed growth in the area of martial arts, because if he hopes to gain victory in the 22nd World Tournament, he'll need to continue training and growing in order to take down his master. And as Master Roshi uses the prize money to help feed his pupils and their friends, we watch as the teachings come full circle. The fighters moved well, they studied the techniques of their opponents well, they played and fought well, they are eating well and enjoying a well-deserved rest. This is truly the Turtle Master way. And as Goku finishes his meal, he prepares to take off on the Flying Nimbus to search for his grandfather's 4-star Dragon Ball, which shows us that the story will shift again, this time away from fighting and martial arts and back to adventure. But little does Goku know that just beyond the horizon is an opponent unlike anything he could possibly imagine. And that, my friends, is the 21st World Tournament Saga, a saga that is critically important for the future of Dragon Ball. If you watched until the end, I want to thank you and encourage you to subscribe for more Dragon Ball analysis videos in the future. Outside of Dragon Ball, I also make content around Marvel and One Piece, so if you are fans of those franchises as well, I encourage you to check out my rebooted MCU series. Make sure to like, comment, and share this video with a friend to help the channel grow, and be on the lookout for the 3rd episode of Dragon Ball Analysis coming soon, where we will tackle the longest saga in Dragon Ball, the Red Ribbon Army Saga. I will see you all then.